Hey folks, and welcome back. Still here with Mike Tula, champ Ricky Jackson, and joining us via telephone, we have got the reigning WBU light heavyweight champion, Mr. Rock Blackwell. Rock, you there?
Hey, how you doing?
Absolutely, we're doing great, man. We thank you so much for joining us, taking out the time from, you are actually right now out doing prep for your fight that's coming up?
Yes, we're in training camp right now.
Okay, so we definitely appreciate you taking time out of your training camp to join us, brother.
Oh man, thank you for having me.
All right, so you are from Baltimore, correct?
Yes, from Baltimore.
Okay, now talk to me about how you got into boxing.
I got it when I was 7. Something I really do, and had a passion for it, had a love for it. My mother, she was against it though. She wanted me to play the piano or something like that. but I got into it. A friend of mine was doing it, and I started shadowing him and started competing. It's been on and popping ever since.
Okay. Now, you are fighting, as I alluded to earlier, May the 30th in Chicago.
Yes.
Who's going to be your opponent in that fight? And where's the venue? Where are you going to be fighting at?
I'm fighting a guy named Jay Bradley, and we're still waiting on all the details with the promoter to let us know what venue he's having us fight in.
And Rock, let me ask you a quick question. You said your mother had opposed you boxing.
Yeah.
I bet she's your biggest fan right now, right?
Oh man.
Yeah, that's usually how it works.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm just behind me 100%.
Yeah, they oppose it until they start getting involved in the process. My mother opposed it as well. She didn't know I was a boxer until my 3rd pro fight.
Wow.
You know, and that was by design because I know she would have just gave me living hell not to do it. And boy, she became to the first fight, and you had to calm her down and slow her down. She was the loudest person in the building, and been loving boxing ever since.
Wow.
That is so true, man.
Yeah.
Out of everybody that's making noise,
Yeah.
I can always
Oh yeah.
zero in on her voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's
how
right.
it works. If
Yeah.
you're good at it, that's how it works.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, she's never seen you hit the mat, so,
Yeah.
you know, it's all good, you know. So you are 15-0, am I correct?
Yes. I went overseas for a while, and boxed in Spain.
Smart move.
Throughout the UK.
Smart
And
move.
it was a good move.
Yeah, smart move.
And when I came back to the U.S., that's how I got ranked as WBU.
Okay. Now, boxing is your platform. Now, we want to talk to you about some of the things you do outside of boxing. I was forwarded some of your web show, your webcast, and see some of the things you do back home in Baltimore. Talk to me about some of the things that you're doing in the community that are charitable.
Oh man, I'm trying to, touch as many lives as possible. I think that, that's like the true power of boxing to, encourage and uplift people. So, as a champion, that's what I want to be known for, to helping people and help rebuild their communities. So, I'm trying to feed as many people as possible, trying to get kids to chase their dreams, stay away from, all the bad things and negativity. So I'm out there, man, and I go. I don't really do like the charitable organizations. I go personally and make sure that it gets done.
Absolutely, and that's what I was alluding to. I was watching one of your shows where you actually physically yourself went into a chicken joint, I think it was, and bought fish and chicken, and bought up a bunch of fish. Oh yeah, we're gonna tell it, man, because that's good stuff. That's
Right. I started to get hungry because I saw his photo, because I remember I was watching his web series,
Yeah.
Fish and Chicken. But
Hey, Rock, a little word of advice. And I commend you for what you're doing outside of your profession. And if you do it right, meaning make a notation of all the people that you're involved with. I spend a lot of time with the SPCA and NAACP, every kind of organization that I can think of. I had a publicist at the time. And she was instrumental in me getting outside of the box, being a typical fighter that fought, and that was it. Take the money, go gamble it off, and hang out, and develop a bad reputation as a typical knucklehead of a fighter. And she taught me how to get involved in the community, get involved in things to uplift kids for multiple reasons, and be a community service, you know. And when I retired from boxing, that's what saved me, because those same people is who I called and said, hey, you remember me back in the day? Yeah, we was been waiting on you. You know, how can we help you? And that was the thing that transitioned me from life after boxing, was those relationships I established along the way as a community activist, as a person that worked on many causes, at a lot of fundraisers, and those things gave me a positive influence opposed to a negative influence. And it's the story of my career, because without that, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. So stay with that, get your hands on it, wrap your hands around it, make a note of everything that you do and put it in your back pocket, so when you do retire from the game, some of those same people you will be able to call and say, hey, what can we do?
Yeah.
Because they don't forget. They do not forget.
Yeah, and I'll give you another example of that. The excuse me, the Bear Bryant Award ceremony for football, to change gears just for a second, is put on by the American Heart Association.
Okay.
And of course, BTP has attended the last two Bear Bryant Awards, and we did a couple of commercials for the American Heart Association and tweeted them out, and they actually put them on their website.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, yeah, Rich and I did some drops for them. So those, even though you're not doing it specifically for organizations or whatever, people don't forget that.
No, you help me, you help them, they will help you, trust me. And not necessarily you need help, but when you're transitioning from one extreme to the other, you're gonna need some direction, trust me. Things like that come in there. Very much handy, because I had a lot of them speak up for me. I transitioned from boxing to coaching. Oh man, it was so smooth. I mean, without that, it wouldn't have happened like it did. So hey, take note of that, man. Keep accounting of it.
Right, and I'm gonna you took the words out of my mouth there a little bit, Rock. What I'm going to do, this conversation between you two is magic. So you go ahead. Talk to him.
Well, you know, I mean,
he dropping that knowledge, man.
It's been a question a lot of times brought to me, man. How did you transition from life, such an extreme life, to now being an everyday Joe, and not being up like most people on the street, homeless, on drugs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I say, well, you know, there was a plan established midway through my career is what's going to happen when this is all over, because at some point it will end, sometimes sooner than you expect. But the sooner you get your handle on the possibilities afterwards, the better you are prepared for it. And preparation is a lot of different details. You know, some people, education, you know, what to do, how to invest money, how to save money, how to be prepared to live without the limelight and the fanfare, because that one day does stop. And when that does stop, you're gonna have to adapt, adjust, and move on accordingly. You know, I appreciate being here with these guys now. This is a derivative of what I did 15 years ago. You know, other than that, I wouldn't be here. But because I have that packaged and presented, I'm able to still sell it to the public. You know, so it's very important to package yourself and be able to use that somewhere down the line.
Oh man, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Package it.
Yeah, and that's a little bit of my testimony of how I'm sitting here.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I played minor league football for 16 seasons, and the relationship, that's how I met Richard. You know, we played side by side on the offensive line.
Right.
You know, and who knew that when we were playing football together,
Right.
fast forward 5 years and I'd be hosting the show for him.
Yeah, yeah.
You just never know,
Never know.
the relationships that you build and the seeds that you plant, how they will wrap around your life and shape your life.
Down the line.
You know, so
Yeah.
that's definitely a good thing there.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to change gears a little bit, Rock. I wanted to ask you, not many fighters who are active start a web series. I watched a couple episodes last night. I was kind of curious, what kind of made you, you know, what kind of started that? What kind of made you think about?
That's a good question. Well, it wasn't my idea. It was the youngster's idea. He
Yeah,
So,
and I think that's smart because it's like now, you know, I kind of feel like I kind of have, even though I've never met you, there's like a connection there, and I see, you know, what you're doing, and so it makes me almost when I'm, you know, if I ever watch your fights, it's gonna be like, wow, I kind of know. It's like you're watching a buddy of yours.
buddy, yeah,
fight.
Somebody
exactly.
you're supporting, yeah. You have a relationship with that person.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
things are important.
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
I enjoy it now. In the beginning, I was like, I'm not sure, but now.
Yeah, and what's the name? What's the name of the show? It's Inside the Crown or King or what was it again?
The first web series we did was The King and Me.
The King,
King and Me.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Look
Yeah.
forward to watching more episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
There you go.
Yeah, we have been trying to get Rock on the show for a while. It's been months. We've been trying to get him here, but it was always our scheduling or his schedule. We just could never get him on. And now we finally got him. And talking to this young man, I mean, you definitely sound like a humble guy.
Right.
Definitely. I mean,
In the training.
Yeah, yeah. He's in the middle of training and he stops to talk to us.
Positive
You know?
influence.
Yeah. I really appreciate you guys having me on the show. I live with a blessing.
Yeah, and like I alluded to earlier, having you here was obviously boxing related, but it was more so of what you're doing outside of the ring. That I mean, 15-0 is great, but what you're doing outside of the ring is very impressive, man, and commendable.
Right.
And we definitely wanted to get you out there, get you some exposure, and I wanted to talk to you personally myself. I said this is definitely somebody I want to talk to. You know, I'm from Detroit, man. You know, so I'm from the quote unquote the hood too. And to see somebody who takes time to actually go out and feed out of their own pocket to go out and feed the homeless in the midst of being a professional fighter, that is uncanny.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Uncanny.
sir. Thank you. I definitely want to. I tell my buddies the same thing. Like, winning fights just makes me a good boxer, but I want to be a great human being.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think that's more important.
That's a
being
hard
great
job.
champ.
Yeah. That's a hard job in itself.
Absolutely. So, I want to do everything I can to impact lives.
Right. It's kind of like the Muhammad Ali spirit. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Right.
Anybody can change. You look at guys like Michael Jordan or Floyd Mayweather or guys who have changed the sport that they're involved in, but you want to be looked at as Muhammad Ali or somebody who impacts lives, who changes life, the world. Somebody who changes the world as opposed to just changing their sport.
Try to do as much inside the ring as well as outside the ring.
Right.
Absolutely.
Because what you do outside the ring is going to carry you past your boxing career.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, like you said, certain athletes or they're celebrities, but Muhammad Ali is like iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's because of what he did for the people.
That's right.
So, I always tell people, I don't want to be a celebrity. I want to be an icon. I want to stand for something. I want to symbolize something.
Right.
That
Right.
takes work. Takes a lot of work.
Right. Yeah. Definitely.
That's what people shy away from is the effort that goes behind that kind of presence.
Right.
Doing things with no return, doing things just because, doing things that people don't see. And
Right.
people do see it, but they don't. You don't see it at the time.
Right.
Like you said, you're feeding the homeless. You're taking out of your own pocket. People don't see that, but trust me, the people that do benefit from it, the story will get out.
Right. Yeah, and we definitely can see your transparency through what you're doing, Rock. And definitely a pleasure to finally get you on, man. And you've definitely gained some fans here at BTP Sports. And we got to take a break here. So for Rock Blackwell, follow him, folks. Check him out on YouTube. This is Mitchell Brock with Bring the Pain Sports, and we'll be right back.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.